Okay, so I want to just go through a really quick demo of the dev tool, kind of its current state. So if you've seen some of this before, you might recognize it. I'm just going to kind of show the different elements. So you hit Z, it brings up this menu. Essentially, you have menu options where you can, let's say I want to teleport custom. I want to save this one currently here. Now I'm going to teleport over to the town of Valentine. Now I want to teleport back to my custom TP one. So really quick ability to like edit things, you know, edit the time of day, oops, UT, edit the time of day, if you need to edit stuff like that, really useful. Jump right into the camera mode though, because the camera mode is also used in many different parts of the tool. Essentially, it is just like the no-clip controls. In fact, it's used in no-clip. You have a mouse wheel, which adjusts the camera speed. And then once the camera speed is static for a time period, it disappears. And you move around your WASD keys. Now you also have controls. Shift uses the X and Y or X and Z plane, and I'm moving my mouse left, right, up, down. If I hold Control, left, right, up, down, moves on the X and Y plane. And then if I hold down Control and Shift, it actually moves with respect to the camera. So if I'm looking down, I can actually move the camera down farther. And then Alt zooms in the FOV, or zooms out the FOV, however you want it. So Alt X is going to reset your FOV. And then, yeah, so that's the camera controls. It's going to be useful during the object editing mode, as well as no clip. So you go into no clip, same exact controls. Shift accelerates you as well. So, okay, so let's teleport back to our safe spot here. Oh, there we are down there. And let's exit the camera. Now let's go into the animation. Actually, let's jump into the object mode first. So in object mode, this is your control panel up here. You've got the camera controls as well. They're currently operating. So we'll bring our speed back down to a reasonable point. And then you've got this control panel up top. The other thing that's important is middle mouse allows you to toggle between cursor mode and game control mode. I call it control pass through. So you can either press 1, 2, and 3, or you can just click on them. This first mode allows you to search the objects you want to see. So let's go to campfires. Let's do 02. This is a preview option. So if you have the preview option selected, and it'll show you what the option is at the time of click, or just hovering over it. If you want to actually spawn the item in, you need to select the object. Let's do O2XB, and then you can shift click to spawn it in. And then if you have it selected, you'll see this box, as well as the option over here on the right. Now, the colors that you're seeing, they do mean different things. There's 3 different colors, and if you don't like this theme, there you do have the ability to modify some settings here. So there are a number of different themes you can use. This one's Netrunner. You've got some softer themes if you like that. And it's easy enough to make your own own themes. So okay, so we'll go back to Netrunner here. You can also modify some other settings to, if you really want to customize it. There's also the submission. So if you don't want it to search every time you type, and would prefer, if you don't want it to search every time you type, and you would prefer that instead it searches when you're actually press enter, you can modify it to use the enter key. Sometimes the searches can be a little bit intense when you're searching with 1 or 2 characters. So I'm going to leave it on enter for now. There's also tooltips. In the bottom left hand side of your screen, you'll see tooltips for what the different options are, a little bit of description, so you can kind of get a feel for the actual HUD. The idea is for it to be kind of minimalistic and out of your way so that you can actually work with what's on the screen. The other thing you can do is you can right click on objects to interact with them. There's a couple different options. I will be adding more to it. And then if you want to actually interact with the object itself to move it around, essentially what you need to do is you select the object. You'll see it over here. And then you click, you press R. That opens up the gizmo tool. If you've used this before, you'll recognize it. If you haven't, essentially what you have is you have the ability to move this item around using the mouse. And you can use, you'll get familiar with it. There's different options. Press R again to get into the rotation mode. You can rotate this as much as you want to your heart's desire. So that is the object editing for spawned objects. Shift X deletes the object, or let's exit gizmo, and Shift X will delete that object that you have selected. Now, if we hit 2, we're going to jump over to our scene editing mode. So right now we are in the default scene. Let's create a new scene. Let's jump over and we'll load TP1 here. And we're going to add our campfire here. So you can see it added down here at the left. And actually let's add a TP. So we'll go back to our options here. And you can turn off the preview if you don't want the preview. We'll toggle that off right now. So TP, we're going to do a TP hide large. We're going to spawn it in right here. Shift click. And then let's rotate. It's a little tilted, so I'm going to right click and set upright so it'll zero out the roll and the pitch. And we'll go back into the gizmo tool and bring it down here. And then part of the reason the camera tools are really nice is like when you're working on interiors like this, something small, you can zoom out the FOV and then using, if you want to decrease the speed of the camera, using the shift and control, you can really get a feel for being able to get your camera to a position where you want to edit things. And then you can just middle click, come in here and edit to your heart's content. So let's add, we'll do this really quick here. So we're going to add in a spooky object. Let's get a preview going. Let's add in the shield here. So I'm going to select the shield and then we're going to go back to our thing. But what I want to do actually is I'm going to create a new scene. And I'm going to call it TP interior. Obviously you can see I've done this before. We're going to hit save. And then TP interior. TP interior. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and I'm going to add our, let me upright this first. Add our field over here. Now, you will notice that the gizmo tool doesn't show up exactly right when you're using the field of view change. Ideally, it should look at the operator, or at the origin of the device itself, or the object. But yeah, so gizmo tool, multi-scene editing, so I can have multiple scenes loaded at a single time. I can unload different scenes if I don't want to see them. So we've got our TP interior, we got our TP, let's save our TP and then unload it. Now we just have our TP loaded. Let's unload all scenes. We can load back in our TP, load back in our TP interior. Oh, I forgot to save the TP interior. Yeah, you gotta be careful and heed the warnings. Let's put him here. Okay, and then get him back into place really quick. All right, let's just set him upright. I want to keep my rotation on him. Move him over here and rotate him down. Boom. All right, back to normal. Okay, so now we'll save it so we don't lose it this time. And then what you can do is, let's say we want to our thing. Let's come over here to TP, and I'm just going to clone this guy. Now he's over here on our TP01. We're going to unload the interior one from here, and what we're going to do now is we're going to go to export, and this is currently the YMAP format. I might add more formats. So this is your Y map. Click export, it'll copy it to your clipboard. And then what you can do, or you can either go, create your file that you want to use as your resource, or for our purposes, let's go ahead and we're going to create TP3 and we're going to import a Y map. Boom. Close this out. Let's currently still have TP1 selected. Let's just clear everything out. Load in TP3 and it looks exactly like TP1. So it's really cool. You can kind of do like multiple scene type editing. So if you really want to have, if you can like create like, a campfire or a seating area and then use that in different scenes. I do want to add more to this. Like I want to be able to essentially export multiple scenes as if it was a single Y map. So there's a lot more I need to do to this one. The other thing I want to show you, the last thing, is the object. Essentially, this is just an object viewer, or it shows you the nearby objects. If you hover over the objects, you'll see they show up in box format. Up here at the top, you've got where you want to set the origin of where this distance check-in is happening from. So I can set it from the player. So you can see is 0, 0 there. I can put a forward offset in front of wherever the camera is at. So if I'm trying to look in the TP here and I want to see all this stuff inside, you can set at the reticle, so you just wherever your reticle's hitting. So I want to come outside and see, is there a rock down there? Come over here and see. Or you can, let's grab the current location. So I'm gonna look down at there at the river. I'm gonna set my location. You can see there's a songbird down there on the bridge. And no matter where I move, you can see that the location is still 3.41 from where I set location. Now I can set location again. And I'll set it over here. Actually, I might clear it and then reset it there. One of the other things you can do, you can click F and it will focus on the object that you have selected. You can also do the origin of the object itself. You can see there's a buck nearby, so we'll go to the buck. Cool buck down there. Okay. So F toggles, makes it so like, let's say I'm working on this fire here. I'm gonna hit F, and now when I move the camera around, it'll just stay, forward. It'll stay focused on that object itself. And you can easily just hit F and toggle that off. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can adjust the range on this, especially if you're wanting to just edit. Like let's say you're wanting to just edit within this TP and see what's inside here while you work on it. Almost forgot animation. Let's jump into the animation real quick. I'll show you how that works. It's very similar to what Spooner had. Essentially, you've got search. So come over here. Let's search for world human smoking female. You can do this. You can click into, these are just the dictionaries, and then when you can click into the dictionary to see what the individual animations are. The search string will be searched across animations and dictionaries. So, if you search for something that is in the animation itself, you can see riot isn't in any of the dict name, but there will be an animation in here that has the term riot in it somewhere. Where that is. Anyway, so let's smoking. Smoking. If I can type, because I've got the mic in front of me. So let's go into this one. So essentially, if you want to just preview the animation, click on it. The part where this really shines, so this is basically what Spooner does. The part where this really shines is I can let you come in and actually do the configurations as well as create multiple animations. So let's say I want to do the walk enter. We're gonna click on that, enter back right, shift click, and then we're gonna go back to base. We're gonna shift click base. Now if we hit 2 or jump over to the configuration, you see we have 2 animations listed here. And if I play them, it's just going to play both of them basically. But if you click on them, you can come in and configure them. So let's delay the base animation. Let's make it 4 seconds. And let's modify the flags here. We're going to make it looping, upper body, and we're also going to do the upper body tags so that way we can. But let's play real quick. Now it does its animation, and there you go. And now you're in the looped animation of the base. So you can do multiple animations here. The other thing that's really cool is you got all the options here for you know, mess around with the inverse kinematics, how that functions. The best part, in my opinion, is the task filters. So let's modify the task filter. We just want the arm and face. So head, neck, right arm here. So now we're going to stop and clear. Now we're going to play it again. So now we'll do the full animation for enter. Actually, you know what? Let's modify the enter animation. Let's just do not looping, but just the upper body. Stop. Okay. There we go. Now the cool thing about this is because I have the task filter on that base animation, head, neck, right arm, you can see we've got the animation for here, but if I'm moving around, that left arm is going to swing naturally, and if I crouch down, you don't get the weird duck animation because we've disabled the we've got this flag set on the upper body here, the upper body tags. This will disable this flag here, but task filters also will allow you to basically filter out parts of the bodies like spine or other things. It makes for some really cool animations. I do want to be able to export this, basically allow you to export the code. So just dump what you have configured. Yeah, I mean, you can also do, like facial animations, like if you want to add in a face animation here. Facial, I don't know, let's do facial drunk, mood happy. And you can see it kind of screws up when it's in here, but we're going to click there. Come over here, mood happy, no delay. And then we are going to task filter, face only. Let's see if this works. Boom. Happy guy smoking. All right. Yeah. Obviously there's a few things. I think did I get the delay on this? Oh well. But yeah, still working with it, but allows you to do a lot more, like just messing with stuff. Task filters are really cool, all that. So that's the animation. It also has click pass through. While you're in here, if you really want to, you can go into the camera mode. If you want to look at just different parts of the player while you're doing animations and things like that. Talk a lot of camera mode, all while still being inside the tool itself. Okay. And you can also modify the HUD and settings from in here as well. Okay, well that's about it. That's the animation tool. Thanks.